Yo, what's good with y'all? It's your boy NeohXO, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over Black Clover chapter 262. I'm going to get right into it. All that I ask you guys is to leave a like and subscribe if you're not already. And with that being said, let's get straight into the chapter. So pretty much the chapter starts off exactly like I said it would start off in my predictions. I got this actually spot on. So pretty much NeohXO and Asta are pretty much finishing their conversation from last chapter. It picks up where the last chapter ended off. And we see NeohXO and Asta talking to each other. And NeohXO elaborates a little further on who he is. He basically gives Asta a little more information. And it appears that the thing on his shoulder is his devil, and Asta's kind of surprised at this because he's so casually speaking to his devil, because we know that Asta doesn't really casually speak to his devil like that. Asta and his devil kind of don't have the best relationship, but in my opinion, I do think Asta and the anti-magic devil are developing a better relationship with these recent chapters. But we know in the past, Asta and his devil barely talked, which is something that I would like to see more, and I think a lot of the Black Clover fans would like to see Asta talk to his devil a little bit more. Now, moving on, it's pretty cool that Asta is finally meeting somebody else with a devil-possessed type of ability, because he met others in the past, but they were evil and they could not help Asta in any significant way. The thing is, there's only so much Asta can learn on his own without being taught by another devil user with experience. And that's really the part of like having superiors like a vice captain, is to really help lead the next generation. And like we see the Dark Triad had devils, but obviously they're not gonna train Asta to use his devil unless Asta were to go to the dark side, which I don't think Asta is going to go to the dark side. I just can't see that happening because he's so set on becoming the Wizard King. And I don't think he would try to become king in the same way that Dante did. I think he's going to do it the correct way, like Julius told him, through merit and hard work. So pretty much NeohXO introduces his devil on the shoulder, and the devil on his shoulder actually has a personality of his own. So that's another thing I want to know. Every devil that we've seen so far has their own personality. Zaggart has his own personality. Lucifero has his own personality. Magicula, all of them. Even the anti-magic devil has his own personality. And nothing is different with NeohXO. NeohXO devil has his own personality. The name is kind of hard for me to pronounce. I'll try my best. Guimero, I'll say that's how you pronounce it. If I get it wrong, feel free to tell me how you pronounce it, but I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. It's kind of a weird name, and it's a name for a devil, so I don't expect it to be that normal, you know what I mean? Now, moving on from that, Asta is pretty much asking NeohXO some questions, and NeohXO goes on to explain that he's only been to the Black Bull's hideout once, and he never went back after that. And he said he didn't even want to be a vice captain of the Black Bulls because he straight up said, because I hate Yami. Now, this can be interpreted in a couple of ways, and the way that I interpreted it was like, that's just NeohXO's personality. NeohXO just hates things, because later on in the chapter, he also says that he hates captains who cannot conduct a meeting. And I just think that's part of NeohXO's personality. I don't think that Yami and him like literally hate each other. Like, I don't think he wants to go and kill Yami or anything like that. I think he just is the type of person who's just like, I hate that. You know what I mean? He's not the type of person like, I hate this man, I'm gonna go kill him. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm trying to say. I think you guys do. I think I explained it pretty well, but like, pretty much NeohXO tells Asta like he's gonna teach him how to use the devil, and Asta's like, yeah, that makes sense. Asta, sometimes Asta can be stupid, but when it comes down to it, Asta's not gonna make stupid decisions when it really comes down to it. Even though in his brain he's like, man, I want to make that stupid decision, but he knows like I'm not going to, because it's just not gonna make any sense for him to go and try to fight the Dark Triad without any training. So basically Asta comes to the realization in this chapter, he's like, the only person that I can depend on is NeohXO. So he's gonna go ahead and let NeohXO train him, and I think that is really cool. Now we see a little bit more of NeohXO's personality. He kind of grabs Asta's cheeks. I thought that was a really cool moment. because it shows personality. Noct is becoming one of my favorite characters already. I know we haven't even seen that much of him, but what we have seen so far makes me really, really like his character personality. Now, he also has a cool magic type. It hasn't been fully explained, but from what we have seen, it looks like some shadow hands, and I think that's really, really cool. So pretty much it goes on continuing at the pace. This chapter is really well paced, and I like that. After that, pretty much he says that Noct says that he's going to train Asta, but they have to get proper rest. So after that, you know, it's not the same day anymore. It's a different day, and it shows us the captains walking into a meeting. We get all of the captains of the Magic Knight squads gathered together, and we also have Yuno, and we also have Asta and Noct, but Asta and Noct don't appear until later in the chapter. But hopefully you guys already read the chapter, so you guys know what I'm talking about. So pretty much we see Yuno and the rest of the captains come in, and Yuno's looking down because he already knows what's up. Yuno, the other captains presumably do not know what's up, and we see Dorothy sleeping. People need to realize that that's part of Dorothy's character personality. She has dream magic. Like, obviously she's gonna be in her dreams majority of the time. Why? It wouldn't make sense for her to have dream magic and then be awake all the time. She's gonna be awake sometimes, but for the majority of the time she's not gonna be awake. I just want to point that out because I see people talking about how Dorothy's back asleep. Like, what did you guys think? You know what I mean? So Yuno, we see the look on Yuno's face. Tabata did a really good job at drawing this, and I really want to point that out. Tabata, when it comes down to it, he definitely knows how to draw facial expressions, and we see the facial expression on Yuno and also King Julius. Really, 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 really distraught, man. Like, you can see, like, Yuno is like, I don't want to say despair because people say despair a lot in the Black Clover fandom. But if you want to use that word for Yuno, you can put that in there. I won't even blame you for that. So pretty much they go on. They pretty much talk about they report. You know, it's a report. They're reporting, and they're, you know, presumably they got all the information they needed. They found out that the Golden Dawn was destroyed. They found out that the captains were kidnapped. They found out about the afterworld, the underworld, whatever you want to call it, the Tree of Clipot. They found out about all of that. All right. So then after that, we get to see their reactions. This is what a lot of people in the fandom were really waiting to see. I want to point this out before I get too deep into their reactions. Some of the captains also have different character designs, and this is due to the fact that this is the first time we're seeing them after the time skip. So a lot of time has passed since we have seen these captains. So it makes sense that they're going to have different character designs. For example, Captain Real has a shorter hairstyle. Some people like it. I like it personally. It shows growth. All right. So pretty much we see Charlotte's reaction, and I think this is one of the most highly anticipated reactions out of everybody, and I really liked it. She pretty much reacted in a way that we thought. She's like, no, how can Yami? She looks really nervous on the inside. She's a captain at the end of the day. She's not gonna show it on the outside, especially at this high profile meeting with all of the captains. She's not gonna, you know, show all of her feelings in front of them, you know, but on the inside she's saying like, no way, and she looks very, very sad, and she's like, she can't believe that this happened, and she's like saying she didn't even get to tell him that how she feels about him. And I think that's really cool that she has a reaction like that, because we know that Vanessa also had a reaction. When we know that Vanessa presumably has a crush on Captain Yami and did not tell him either. And same thing with Charlotte. Charlotte, we know for a fact, has a crush on Captain Yami, and she did not get to tell him. And that's one of the first things that I said, because you don't want somebody to die without you ever telling them how you truly feel about them. So pretty much, Yuno is like fed up. Yuno is in a bad mood. I'm gonna be honest. If you just seen what happened to Yuno a couple chapters back, then you know why Yuno is in a bad mood. And this makes me like Yuno even more. Yuno is my second favorite character. Honestly, Asta and Yuno could be tied for first in my opinion, but that's neither here or there. Basically, Yuno is feeling very, very upset. He feeling fed up, and he basically saying that they did their best, because, you know, captains kind of are condescending. Captains have a big ego. They always think that they're the strongest, but the captains are looking like, are you sure you're not pretty much overestimating their power? And then Yuno's like, we did our best. Like, we straight up did our best, and even that wasn't enough. And he's like, the thing about it is, says that the captains weren't even at full power, straight up like that. Like the captains were, I mean, not the captains. He said that the Dark Triad wasn't even at their full power, and that's the sad truth. And they're at this point, the captains are like, this man gotta be, this man gotta be over exaggerating. And it's just looking like, nah, man, Captain Jack is kind of like a y'all really know his personality. I don't really want to break it down in this video, but he has like that personality where he plays too much, and like he think everything a joke. All right, so he pretty much saying like, he pretty much joking around, because you know how William Vengeance is like supposed to be like one of the top captains, and like he's so reputable as a captain, and like he gets all this praise. He's like, so basically we got Jack really kind of poking fun at and I ain't gonna lie, like this probably my favorite panel, and it's so simple. Looking like just got that look on his face like, stop playing with me before I really flash out. That's the look on his face. Nobody can tell me any different. It's like, this man really playing, and I'm about to flash out, because this is not no games. Stop playing games with me. Shout out my boy though, like, stop playing with my boy, man. And then that's when Fugelian had to step in. He basically like, stop, Jack, like, that's not the time for that. And we see like Dorothy sleeping, cool, you know what I mean? I like Dorothy. If you don't like Dorothy, you're a hater. And we see all the captains talking to each other. They really just playing with each other, like personality wise. They're really, bouncing off each other personality wise. That's what I really wanted to see, is because like different captains have different personalities. We know Yami has a different personality, Real has a different personality, Charlotte has a different personality, Nozel has a different personality. All of them have a different personality, and that's pretty much what we see in this chapter. They're really playing off each other. They obviously all want to help, you know what I mean, but they go about it in different ways. Like, for instance, Jack poking fun, but at the same time, like, he still wants to help. And basically he pretty much was about to step out. Jack was about to step out the meeting. He like I'm done with this. He got the information he needed. He was about to really go do whatever he felt like doing. And then like, they're like, nah, stop, bro. We cannot have that, because we're captains, and captains want to operate with some level of dignity and some level of controllability, accountability, all that kind of stuff. We can't just have them doing all kind of stuff. We know Fugelian might just be the next Wizard King, bro, because Fugelian had to slam his hands on the table, and he's like, that is enough, because like, they getting out of hand, man. They getting out of hand. Then we see Real and Dorothy. I mean, as a narrative perspective, I can see why Tabata didn't want to have Dorothy awake, because like, she don't really have that kind of relationship with Yami to where like her reaction could be something crazy, you know what I mean? So they didn't really need her to have any speaking lines or anything like that in this chapter. Julius looked fed up. He like, man, look at it, look at this, these dudes. Julius looking fed up. And then we see Nock pulling up, and he like, it's good that y'all seem like y'all ready. And then everybody looking like, what's going on? And we could tell that Nock is strong, because that man just infiltrated a Magic Knights captain meeting, and none of them stopped him. Straight like that. And they all look surprised that he got there. Then we see him holding Asta, and he basically says, I hate people who can't hold meetings properly. And he basically saying, can y'all be quiet, captains? And Noct has a lot of information. We know that he infiltrated the Spade Kingdom, and he had gathered information, so he's going to give them even more information. Presumably he's going to give them information that even we as the reader do not know. So we're going to be finding out a lot of stuff next chapter. I'm going to have another predictions video. Make sure y'all watch that, because like I said, my predictions be spot on a lot of the times. That's pretty much it for this chapter. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. As always, it's been your boy NeohXO, and I'm out.